Do you have lots of Christmas supplies? Maybe more than you need for Christmas crafting? Hi, I'm Jess from JessCrafts.com, paper crafter of over 20 years and creator of paper busting templates that help you make the most of your crafty supplies and time. And today I want to share some ideas for how to use your Christmas paper, but I'm not only going to make Christmas cards. So this is the beginning of July, then this will be released, and I am going to be celebrating Christmas in July on my channel by doing lots of Christmas ideas and like winter holiday cards. And the idea being just that like we as crafters usually like to get a jump start. So July is a great time to do that. So all throughout the month, you'll see those videos on my channel. But some of them will be these videos where I take Christmas paper and I make a Christmas set of cards and a set of cards that has nothing to do with Christmas. Not even like winter cards, just something else entirely. And so that is what I'm going to do today. I have 6x6 paper busting template for Slimline Cards number 13, and I'm gonna make 2 sets of cards from the Doodlebug Let It Snow paper pad. I have the coordinating icon stickers. I do have some doodle pops. I don't know if I'll use those. And then there's a couple papers in this collection that you can cut apart into embellishments and sentiments. So I'm giving you a quick little flip through there. But so this paper, one of those I've already cut apart, and that's in this scrapbook.com stack and sort tray here. And the other one are these little tags. And I have cut those apart, and I've mostly cut the tops off the tags because I don't like to use those anyway. Now that did create scraps. I was okay with that. But the cards that I'm going to make today, the pattern paper that I'll pick for them, won't be making any scraps. So let's get started. 6x6 paper busting template number 13 for Slimline Cards is available in a pack in the Etsy shop, but I'll be really clear with the measurements so that you can make it just from the video. So I have this 6x6 piece of paper from the Doodlebug collection, and it has Santas on one side and then these cut aparts on the other. I find these cut aparts somewhat challenging to use on cards, some of them less so, like these ones here where it's just like a bunch of lines and a little image. Those are pretty easy to use on cards. The ones that say things like shopping list or my favorite memories, not as easy to use. So I'm gonna use the side with just Santas on it today because this particular sketch I think works really well with single-sided paper or like using the same design all the way across it. Some designs I like especially when they're layered on top of each other, like some of the pieces are layered on top of each other, I like to use different patterns. But because none of them are layered on top of each other, it's a great time to use this Santa paper. The other piece of paper I'm going to use is this sort of like, I guess a plaid, and it has pink snowflakes on the back. I don't want to create a winter card, so I don't want to use the snowflakes, and I'm just going to use this plaid. So I think this plaid, because even though it has like, you know, in the context when you're looking at this paper pad, you see how all the colors are tied in to Christmas. They aren't the most Christmassy colors, like it's not just red and green. So I think it's really easy to use outside of Christmas time. Let's take a look at the measurements. When using tools like paper trimmers, please follow all manufacturer's safety instructions. We're gonna cut both sheets of pattern paper the same way. We're gonna start by cutting it to 3 by 6 inches. And then we're going to cut a 1.5 inch piece off the top and bottom. In this instance, I don't think you have to do them both like off the top and the bottom. You could probably just cut them both in a row. But especially though, in this case where I'm lining it up, it could look nice if they look like they were just kind of all one piece that was then separated and put back together. And in some patterns, it's more clear when that happens. So it's just something I like to call out. And so I will be choosing to cut a 1.5 inches off the top, turning it around and cutting 1.5 inches off the bottom. And that leaves me with a 3 by 3 inch piece in the center. I will repeat that process for all of my sheets of pattern paper. All right, we're gonna cut some mats for our patterned paper. I decided to pick a color of cardstock that I thought would look good with both patterned papers. I went with the blue, which is maybe not the first thought when you see the Santa paper, probably green. But there's no green in this paper, and I wanted to really like pull out one of the colors from the second piece of patterned paper, and I wanted to lean away from Christmas with it, so I didn't want to incorporate a more traditional Christmas color. So I decided to go with blue for both. I think red and blue look really fun at Christmas. I think they look like, in general, I like the way they give each other some contrast and they really stand off of each other. And so that's what I'm going to use today. And we need 3 mats for each of the 3 pieces of patterned paper. So you'll repeat this for each of your cards. I'm doing 4 cards today, so I will do this 4 times, but I'll just show you once on camera so you hear all the measurements. This piece of scrap is 3 1/4. I need pieces that are 3 1/4, so that's what I'm starting with today. I'm gonna cut this to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is the 1/4 inch bigger mat for my 3 by 3 inch square. Then I need 2 mats that are 1 3/4. So we'll cut to 1 3/4. Now I do want to briefly check. Oh, this is really close to 3 1/4. So rather than cutting it in, although I think also because it's a 1/4 inch bigger, that means I could get both of or 2 1 3/4 inch mats out of it. So that's what I'll do. I'm just doing some quick math there to make efficient use of my cardstock. So I'm bringing it to 1 3/4, and now I'll have 3 mats of that size that I can use across my cards. But just to be clear again, you need for each card 2 mats that are 3 1/4 by 1 3/4 and 1 mat that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let's look at finishing up the card. So I started by putting my 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch square in the center of the card. I used my grid mat to help me with that. It does have A2 cards kind of outlined on it. It's from scrapbook.com, but I still find it helpful even when I'm working with something else. There's also I believe that's 12 by 12. So if you like to do scrapbooking, that might be a helpful one to kind of give you an idea of where everything is being placed. But anyway, you can still use it to center things regardless. And then I'm going to be a lot less precise about. I am placing my plaids on the top and bottom. It does occur to me, I didn't make sure that these were the ones that matched up. I did that with the Santas. I made sure that they look like, if you put them back together, they would be like a puzzle. And I forgot with these ones. I might have lucked out though. I think I do have the 2 pieces. So I just took a moment, and I'm just gonna make sure that they look like they're about the same distance apart. You could of course use your mat to help you, or a ruler or something like that. And then I have my basic card layout. And then in terms of decorating my non-Christmas cards, I still wanted to use the pieces from the stickers and other accessories because I thought some of them could be used outside of Christmas, and part of the point is to use some of these Christmas supplies. So one thing that I noticed is this narwhal I thought would be really cute, and I do have some Lawn Fawn stamps that do have some punny sentiments. So there's You're So Cool from this Critters in the Snow stamp set. This is an older stamp set, as you can see. It has some yellowing to it. It still works totally fine. And then I have this one from Simply Celebrate Winter Critters add-on. And it has this sentiment that says, "You're gnarly," which was perfect for the narwhal. So I just kind of went into my stamp collection. I don't think you need to go find the perfect punny sentiment or anything like that to make these work. I think especially the "You're So Cool," something really simple like that can work great for these. But you can also just stamp a happy birthday, right? If you have someone that you know of, or even if you're donating your cards, there's gonna be people out there who think narwhals are cute and fun, right? Who are gonna think there's different critters. There's a whale, there's a goat, there's a polar bear, there's penguins, there's this little squirrel. They don't have to be for Christmas, a seal. So just creating a card with one of those. So I do notice he a little bit kind of fades into the background. He's not the most prominent. So I think that getting a circle die here would be the solution. So I'm gonna go cut 2 circles out of this same cardstock. However, I would note the thing, if I thought ahead, I should have cut it out of this mat before I glued it down. I did cut some sentiment strips out of the mat, which I don't know if I'll use yet, but I always when I have a big piece that I'm going to cover up, it's something that I think about is getting some sentiment strips out first. So I cut a scalloped stitched circle from a Cat Scrappiness die set. The scalloped stitched circles are one of my most used dies at all in my collection, after probably just plain circles. They just really come in handy. So it's something that if you ever see a good deal on and you don't have in your collection, I would recommend checking out. I think it will be very useful. And so then I'm going to stamp the Your Gnarly in Onyx Black VersaFine ink because I just know it'll stamp really well the first time with a stamp block, and then that would complete this card. And then I'm going to decorate a second one, although I do tend to save a card to assemble for like a YouTube short too. So but I'll show you everything at the end. So let's just decorate one more, but that's why I'm not fully assembling the second one. I think the penguin or polar bear, I would have thought about the seal or the whale, but since I've put this blue cardstock down, the goat would be really cute too. He would work. I did stamp a You're So Cool sentiment already though, so maybe I can make use of that by choosing like a polar bear or a penguin. The polar bear looks like he would take up like more of the room it's like more appropriately sized to the circle. So I'm gonna use the polar bear, and then I'm gonna overlap the You're So Cool sentiment on top. That's how I'll finish off that card. I think those non-Christmas cards turned out really cute and they were easy. However, the Christmas cards are even easier because I can just use the cut aparts from the patterned paper. I did mount them on the same blue cardstock. I was trying to use scraps, so I did cut one of them down slightly to make better use of a scrap of blue cardstock that I had, but I can just place those in the center of those 3x3 squares and be done with these two cards as well. So now I have all 4 cards, 2 cards created from each sheet with no scraps, and I was able to do a Christmas version and a non-Christmas version with most of the same supplies so that you can see that you can really stretch those Christmas papers, use them outside of the Christmas season. I have shared videos like this in the past, and I plan to share a few more this month where I should make some non-Christmas cards with Christmas paper. Valentine's can be a fun time to use Christmas paper. From having the red and pink that is often in Christmas paper tends to work well for Valentine's, so I have some videos like that in the past that I might link to. This template is available in a pack in the Etsy shop, but the measurements are really simple, so hopefully you were able to follow along today. If you found this video helpful, here's another video where you can find more ideas for enjoying your crafty time and supplies. Let me know you like this video with a share to your crafting community. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next template or tutorial, and check the video description for product links. See you in the next video.